Hi, good morning, and welcome to the session. I'd like to firstly thank Engie for putting an amazing platform of open innovation. Also want to thank Engie Ventures and Engie Fab for being amazing partners. And I genuinely want to thank and feel grateful to all the frontline staff who are working tirelessly to keep our lives in a shape where we can operate and do what we want to do. Today, I'm going to talk to you about three specific scenarios and case studies where we have worked with our clients and partners to enable a stream of sustainable innovation. But before we do that, I just want to spend a few minutes talking about our learnings on what we see enables true innovation and what are the different ingredients that go around to make that happen. So if you look at about 5 or 10 years back, innovation was seen as a shiny ball that people would do once and then forget about it. Or maybe if you're lucky, you can move to the next level. But today, in a world where technology is changing very rapidly, where behaviors are beginning to change fairly quickly, it is imperative that there are 3 or 4 things that need to be done to keep a sustainable innovation environment. Number one, we need leadership, we need managers, we need people to be committed to achieving bold outcomes. If you don't disrupt, you get disrupted. Google says 70% of our time is spent in doing business as usual activities, 20% in transformation, and only 10% in disruption. So having the commitment to achieve bolder outcomes will require to build a culture of sustainable innovation. The second thing that's very important that we've seen and we've learned, it's very important, you have to be clear about the key outcomes you're trying to drive from that innovation, whether it's better response, whether it's a first time right culture, or whether it's getting new business revenue models. It's very important to have focus on those very clearly. And the third one is people and data have to be at the heart of any innovation activity. Without these two things, it becomes almost impossible to achieve what would look like a sustainable innovation initiative. Now, we are all today talking here, right, in a remote environment and able to work because one, people thought about doing things differently, and two, we have video and remote video as a capability to make this happen. COVID created an urgent need to build a first time right culture. It creates a need for us to think differently and work differently. It creates and accelerates a need for us to engage with our customers differently. Customers are used to an Amazon style experience where you have a single click and you can get things delivered to your home, no friction, no contact centers, no farms. Most importantly, it creates a need to improve costs, reduce costs, and also think of data. Think of data from a perspective as an enabler, not as something that gets filed and kept in a folder, because that is what will enable us to move faster and build the next generation of work environment. So we started this business about 7 years back with a single purpose of simplifying work life for busy professionals out there in the field. And we wanted to move away from the checklist economy. We wanted to move to a scenario where people can just show and tell, use their video on the handsets and the phones that they have, and basically capture the scene and capture the data as it is. There was just one problem, and it's a computer science problem. How do you interrogate videos? How do you actually drive the intelligence from the videos to make the data actionable? Because then if you're not making the data actionable, it's no different from filling in a paper form and keeping it in a bundle with no actionability. So that's what we do as a business. We have got patents in the US. We have built the technology and a secure platform to drive smarter decisions from short videos, whether it's repair, whether it's risk assessment, that anybody and everybody in the field can take and will be utilized by the entire organization to create a sustainable foundation for what we call as intelligent operations, where you combine human intelligence and AI. So let's take a look at the three scenarios right through the period of March 2020 till date on how we've been working with partners who have leadership, who have commitment to drive sustainable changes. This is very much from the home of Engie in Muscat, where we looked at the risk assessments being done at a massive power plant. And we looked at last minute risk assessments, incident reporting, and yes, the plant is already on a digital journey, doing exceptionally well. What we brought to the table, working very closely with teams in the health and safety, in operations, and the leadership, was the ability for people to do simple 30 to 60-second videos to capture risk assessments. And as you can see, there is an amazing outcome already from this little experiment, which is now gone commercial. Not only are we able to capture the right information at the right time with visual intelligence, but we can also use artificial intelligence to interrogate the videos using speech technologies, voice technologies, and also video technologies, so that you can start to build a proactive culture to predict the next incident or how to save it. And it gets better once we have strong realms of data coming in, and as the data feeds begin to become richer, we can start to categorize all of these videos and all of this information to actually create further predictive capabilities. And we heard that from a session just yesterday, day before yesterday on the renewables team, that the richer the data, the better the outcome, and that's the AI capability that we bring to the table. The second one is again a very interesting customer. It's a regulated network infrastructure operator, totally under pressure to deliver lots of new installations in the field. And this is COVID time when people can actually not go to the field to conduct their inspections and to conduct risk assessments and to complete the site installation. It's a 150-point checklist. It's a paper form to be done by 2 people on the site, completely not possible in the COVID environment. With our technology, and again, working closely with the spirit and the excitement for people in the field to make a change, to make a difference, to stay committed to the first time right culture, we were able to transform a set of series of checklists into simple short videos and a much smaller checklist to be done by the subcontractors who were actually working on the field. So we were able to then bring that information back into the remote operating centers where auditors and inspectors were able to audit and approve jobs without really having to be on site. And not only did we achieve 100% audits being done remotely, saving carbon miles, there was another beautiful factor that came out. Because of the fact that you are now showing and telling and talking through the actual works, the behavior was to make your work shine, make your work look, people would feel proud about the good work they have done. And that led to 50% reduction in reworks and snags. So overall, we were able to create a sustainable platform for now enabling multiple audits over a period of time. We were able to cover close to 300 already in the last 3 months, and it's a win-win-win situation for everybody. The install to commission time has come down by 71%, and as you can see, this is clear 10x acceleration. My final case study is from a water utility in the UK. And again, around the time of COVID, we have the CEO and the CIO come to us, and they were they really wanted to protect their frontline workforce who were out there to create inspections for any leaks or damages or problems that people have in their homes. So it's a double whammy. You can't inspect, you can't fulfill things. And also the customers want to keep themselves safe as well. So in a matter of 3 weeks, we were able to put together a solution on our platform where the customers no longer needed to call our contact center and report the problem. All they needed to do was to use the secure link from our solution, and in less than 60 seconds, show and talk through the problem that they're facing. We would then take the video and bring it to the experts and the senior engineers in the water company, and the results were completely amazing. We already have close to 62% customers opting to use this technology because it's saving them time and it's allowing them to give the water company a very good analysis of the situation in less than 60 seconds. We were able to save close to 32% inspection visits back in April-May timeframe. That number has now gone up to 54% inspection visits saved. So that's not only operational efficiency improvement, but also the ability to keep your front line safe. And finally, the teams, because they have a very good visual data record of what the problem is, are able to close the loop and fulfill the needs of the customers in time, every time, improving customer satisfaction ratings. So that's the operational element. Where's the AI? As people start to talk and show and tell, and as we get more videos, we can automatically start to triage the problems into various categories, whether the problem is a priority attention, whether it needs immediate action, whether it's about describing the leak, and you start to get to the root cause of the analysis. As you can see from these three case studies, these were committed customers, committed leadership, not just at the very top, but at the project level, at the teams level, and we were able to make a difference on various levels of the value chain, from the customers to the technicians to the supervisors to the auditors, on also to quality assurance. And hence you can see we can saving 32% repeat visits, 70% improvement in install to commission time, and 85% improvement in customer satisfaction is not something you do if you are not disrupting. And just to put this into a perspective, if you take 100,000 field engineers or client operated persons in the field for Engie and you save them one visit, just one visit to keep them safe and to improve efficiency, we're looking at a 60 to 100 million euro per annual savings. Thank you for patiently listening to me, and I hope you're all enjoying the festival as much as I have enjoyed. I'll be happy to take questions. So the first question is, do we develop tailor-made questions or do we develop a more standard methodology? So we have a platform which can churn out storyboards or new forms or processes in a matter of weeks. So we believe we've done 90% of the work already, and with minimal time, we can quickly configure to a particular operational workflow in an organization. So the AI platform is maturing, and we already have thousands and tens of thousands of classifiers to look at variety of risks and objects and problems. So you are not starting from scratch and putting it into a perspective of a build versus buy. What would typically take you 2 to 3 years, we will achieve that in less than 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, so the next question is, how do our vision benefit Engie? So we're looking at creating a solid foundation of knowledge base that each of us carry in our heads. By converting checklists or paper forms or digital e-forms into short videos, we're actually creating a very solid pool of knowledge base. And this knowledge base is actually used to augment the future workforce. It's used to augment the current workforce. It's used to drive immediate efficiencies. And most importantly, the richer the data, the better the outcomes of what can be delivered as jointly by Engie and Vyn. And just to give an example there, we are already working with Engie Fab teams to look at new services that can come out on the back of the data and the AI that we have collected, which will start to disrupt and change the way the market works and change the way the business models work. In terms of technology development, our next step is to enhance the capabilities and add many more classifiers on the AI front, both from an image detection perspective as well as from the voice detection perspective. And we are also building multimodal AI models where we start to build smarter correlations so that you're looking at geolocation data, you're looking at contextual data, you're looking at all of the human and the IoT sensor data. How do you kind of make more meaning out of it is kind of the areas that we are looking at in next series of development. So while we are waiting for any other questions to come on the table, I would like to re-emphasize the commitment that we have as a business to deliver a service securely, to deliver the service which is in compliance with the regulations, but also to look at the overall sustainable innovation goals to drive upskilling, diversity in an environment where we are looking to build safer communities. So as a smaller business, we have managed to build an impact by encouraging diversity of close to 10 nationalities that work for the business, and also to build an open data platform that will allow us to work with the likes of Salesforce, AWS, Microsoft. So we're not looking to create our own walled garden, but to create an open data platform where everybody can benefit. I have a question. So how do we see when interacting with platforms like Salesforce? It's a great question. I think platforms like Salesforce and SAP and Microsoft are amazing solutions for systems of record. And what we are bringing on top as a complementary solution is the ability to capture smarter video and audiovisual data. So we make the platform richer because if you have better data, you can drive better outcomes. We are already a certified partner with Salesforce, and as you can see on the slide, we were rated as one of the top 3 innovations by them a few years back. So we have a very strong community, and we're already working with clients globally to where we are bringing the power of visual data capture and to go back into existing platforms like Salesforce, so you don't lose the investment that you have. Rather, you can maximize and enhance the investment in your existing platforms. So thank you again for patiently listening to my talk this morning. We are very excited to be part of this open platform and innovation ecosystem. And you all have a wonderful day. And hopefully we can bring this power of data and AI together to drive better disruptive 10x acceleration outcomes. Thank you very much.